head. I actually used to work with Scarface's daughter in Alief, in Houston, Southwest. Why am I calling myself Scarhead? Because I got a scar on my head. And it's a bullet graze. So those that, don't realize how dangerous and how close I was to getting shot in the head and dying, it's like it left a bullet graze on my head. I was doing dumb shit in the streets, hanging out with the wrong people, and I got betrayed by one of my friends. I started rapping, started doing music, but like, I don't blame anybody else but me too. Me being in the streets, acting bad, selling drugs, going out stealing, all kind of dumb shit. Man, karma was a bitch. So I'm here to teach y'all, through my music, through my videos. So shout out to everyone following this video, because I'm here to show you like the miracles that I went through and all the bullshit I went through to become the smarter person that I am today. And I'm a single parent, single dad. So for all y'all watching this, thank you for your support. It's gonna really help me push up further, because living in Seattle right now is real tough. Everything is so goddamn expensive. And the reason why I changed my name is because I wanted people to now know. I'm finally comfortable with letting people now know about the scar on my head. I feel like it's really gonna bring out my music more serious. People are gonna, hold on one second. So people are gonna wonder, like, yo, how this dude nearly died like 20 years ago. This was in 2003. It happened in Houston, Southwest Alief, right on the block. Matter of fact, it was on Bel Air between Senate and Dairy Ashford at the Vietnamese pool hall. Very popular pool hall in the Southwest. Like, people from all over Houston, the Asians, the gangsters, the regulars, the girls, they all come over there to hang out and shoot pool. It was like the cheapest price at the moment, and it was a nice hangout spot. It was perfect for all kind of people to come. But it's also right beside a black hood next to the Mint Projects, which you see a lot of YouTube videos on that same block. Maxo Cream.
So what is this area known for?
Money.
It's a whole lot of Crips up here too. We stumped down out here. Niggas know that.
Tapping with rapper Maxo Cream. Before we hit the Houston streets, I wanted to see what we were getting ourselves into.
Side bombers.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Houston, Texas. We're pulled up on the 12600 block. I don't know too much about it, but we're gonna learn. First, guys, got these big dogs gotta eat shirts. They're flying off the shelves. Get yours at TommyGMcGee.com. Yep.
He did a little documentary with Tommy G on that block that left the graze on my head. Rest in peace to the dude that left the graze on my head. He actually died from a self-inflicted gun. He shot himself in the head, man. That's what I heard from my friend. And he used to date, like, I didn't know him at all. He was sent by somebody that I used to fuck with. Like, my homeboy betrayed me, man. They just didn't like the point that I was moving fast. I was starting to blow up. I was in a rap. I was doing a screwed and chop. So them meeting me when I didn't have shit to having shit and getting connections, they got a little jealous, man. People were a little jealous, and they were testing my gangster. And, long story short, my homeboy had just passed away. He got shot up in a drive-by on the highway. His name is Stephen Tran. And I had just went to his wake that morning. And Stephen Tran, I didn't find out. I knew from that point, that day, that happened like a week before I had to move to New York. My mom was like, yo, you gotta move out of here, because my mom was fucked up. I was on all kind of shit. But that week, like, I was fucking with Jimmy Boy. We started doing music. Like I said, we tried to start doing music, but what we were doing was freestyling and hanging out and talking about future shit, right? I was recording songs off my computer, and we were just kicking it. We were trying to go to events and stuff. Steven was there, but I didn't know that was his cousin. Long story short, I saw Jimmy Boy at the wake that morning. That's where I found out that was his cousin, when I saw Jimmy Boy at the wake. And it's crazy because I'm always bumping into Jimmy Boy at random places. And this was before Jimmy Boy became Jimmy Boy. This is in 2003, after he got out of jail. So our bond got a little better when we found out that that was his cousin. But that same night, I'm still wearing the weight clothes. I'm making moves. I went to go pick up a stick in West Belford, right by the highway in 59. And you know, I was so fucked up at the time. I wasn't paying attention with who I was hanging out with. I thought I was cool with everybody, and some shit happened, man. I don't want to talk about that story at the moment. Leave a comment below if you want to hear about that story, because it's real deep, like near death. But I met him up. We were supposed to sell some weed, but instead I went to go pick up a stick. And the dude I was picking it up from didn't like the weed that my other homeboy had, and I was like trying to return it and get a refund, and I guess he got mad off of that. But while I was sitting in the car, and he's my old school homeboy, I've known him for a long time. When I was sitting in that car, he had his new homeboy, which he met through me. Like, you ever have somebody you introduce, like this Northside dude, I just met him, right? Him and his brother, and we got cool. He started buying weed from me, but I could tell he was jealous, and he would talk behind my back with my old school friend that I've known for a long time. I introduced them together, you know what I'm saying? But then they, behind my back, became better friends. You get what I'm saying? Y'all ever introduce one friend to another, and then they end up hanging out, like more than they hang out with you? So that's what was happening. And the guy's name was Jamie. He used to work in the bail, as like a bail's bondman, or some kind of you know, something in that industry. But he used to get fucked up. We used to jam screw together, smoke weed, pop Xanax. And, you know, one day they tried to set me up. But anyways, they sent this young Vietnamese kid by the name, coincidentally, his name was Steven Tran too. They sent him to do something to me. At the moment, I didn't know, but he was in the middle of the car, sitting in the back seat. He was sitting in the middle, like bitch. That's called bitch. And then on the next to him was Jamie's little brother. Can't remember his name right now, but Jamie's little brother, he had a gun in his hand, a Glock. I think it was a 45, and he was pointing it at me. He was pointing it at me like, yo, check out my new gun. And he was pointing it at me, and I'm like, yo,